Welcome to the Enchanted Library archives, where we discover books and stories lost in the archives of history. It's time to curl up, get cozy, and join us on an adventure. Today we're reading from The Speaking Oak and 300 Other Tales of Life, Love, and Achievement by Ferdinand Cowle Iglehart. The Speaking Oak. Peleus usurped the kingdom of Icolus, and Jason, the young prince to whom it rightfully belonged, went to claim it. Peleus promised him that if he would secure the golden fleece, he should have his crown. He would not undertake the difficult task in his own strength, and went to the Speaking Oak of Dodona for divine wisdom. The tree was 100 feet high, with a huge shade covering an acre of ground. Standing at the base of the tree and looking upward, he asked what steps he was to pursue to secure the golden fleece. While the rest of the trees of the forest were still, the leaves of this oak rustled, and murmuring they united in one distinct voice, telling him to go to Argus, the shipbuilder, and have him construct a huge galley of 50 oars. He was uncertain at first about the divine authority of his instructions, but learning that there was an excellent shipbuilder by that name, he concluded that a heavenly voice had spoken. At length the great vessel was built, and Jason went back to the oak for further instructions. At this time there was one branch whose leaves rustled, while the rest of the branches of the tree were still. This quivering branch instructed the young prince to cut it off and fashion it into the figure of a woman to be tacked upon the prow of the boat. The branch was cut off and given to a turner, who claimed that a superhuman power guided his hand in fashioning the figure, so perfect and beautiful it was. The prince, remarking that he would have to go back to the oak to learn what next to do, the figure at the bow of the ship spoke, told him this was unnecessary, as it would give him all the wisdom needed to guide him. He asked the figure where he should find 50 strong, brave men, each to take an oar for such a perilous journey. It told him to summon the greatest heroes from all parts of Greece, and 50 of the most beautiful and brave heroes of Greece gladly volunteered their services. The 50 young men, including the powerful Hercules, struggled with every energy to launch the ship, but were unable to move it an inch. It looked as though the expedition would fail at the start, but Jason remembered the figurehead at the bow, and asked it what to do. It told the men to take their places in the galley, each man at his oar, and to go through the motions of rowing, while Orpheus should play on his harp. The men did as they were commanded, and at the first strains of the harp the boat began to move, and slipping down into the water went dancing across the merry waves, keeping time to the strains of the melody. In their journey they were resting upon an island one day, when suddenly there fell upon them a shower of steel-pointed arrows. They sprang up suddenly, but could discover no enemy, till, presently looking upward, they saw a huge flock of birds pulling these steel-pointed feathers out of their bodies and casting them down as arrows. These brave men were unable to defend themselves against such foes, and they feared that all would be destroyed. Their leader ran as fast as he could to the ship and asked the daughter of the Speaking Oak what was to be done. The response came that the men should strike their spears against their shields, which they did, frightening the dangerous flock away. And all through the journey, whenever these young men came to an end of their wisdom and strength, they would consult the oaken image and secure the guidance and power needed in their emergency. Upon the threshold of life, it would do well for everyone to go to the Speaking Oak of Dodona and find out what to do. That young man lives too near the ground, too low in the realm of animalism, who enters upon any occupation, trade, business, or profession without first going to God in prayer for guidance. Many are divinely guided into their calling in life by instincts, inclinations, and judgment. All these Jason had. But in entering upon his enormous undertaking, he felt the need of an especial spiritual communication. There is no young man or young woman who lives who may not have specific divine guidance in the selection of his or her life work, if there be earnest prayer offered. In all of the emergencies of life, great or small, all people, young or old, high or low, may have divine wisdom to guide and divine strength to sustain. Even in the thing called most trivial, if light from heaven be asked in the right spirit, it will certainly be given. It is a source of great comfort to every weary traveler and tired workman to know that there is a voice which will tell which road to take, and a hand which will help in the perplexing task. The best thing Jason could do was consult the wooden figure of the speaking oak. It is a blessed thing that we, like him, children of a king, can consult a living figure on a tree, whose features are beautiful, and whose lips speak the voice of God, whose sacrifice makes it possible for us to secure a kingdom infinitely greater than that of Peleus, and to wear a never-fading crown. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed today's episode, please leave a review on your favorite podcast platform and share our podcast with a friend. Visit our website at www.enchantedlibrary.net to see our past books or to connect with us on Facebook. If you'd like to support the work we do, you can visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/enchantedlibrary. We appreciate your support. Until next time, friends, happy reading.